today we will create a registration form with the help of Tkinter, right? Registration form using Tkinter. Right. So first we will create some labels and its entry box, right? So the look of registration form will be like that. Uh, First name, right? Last name, and the gender, age, and city, right? So these uh, five fields we will talk about in this session, right? So these are the
Hello.
input box, right? Hello.
Yes.
These are the entry box, or you can say that input box. And here we will apply the gender, which will be the radio button, right? Suppose this will be radio button. This can be male and female. These are the radio button in which through we will access input, right? So now the age, again entry box, and here we will use a combo box. So some and cities or country, you can say that city or the country, right? So in which through we will access some country names, right? So country name will be listed here. Select country, right? And after all, after filling all the entries, there is a button on which you will click on that, and you will get all the details filled in this field, right? So this is the button, get details, right? The button name is get detail, right? So suppose that user may enter their first name, like I say that John. John is the first name, and um, last name is Paul, right? So this is the complete name, and gender is what? Suppose user put the check mark male, so the gender will be listed here, and age, suppose uh, 30, so that should be displayed accordingly, right? And the country name from that combo box will be, suppose America, Canada, and whatever it selects from the combo box, right? So we will create this registration form through Tkinter, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's move to the practical session. Okay,
Mm.
okay, wait for a moment. Just open an editor, which can be anything. I'm working on Notepad++, which is advanced version of Notepad, right? You can take any type of editor which is suitable for you, right? So here I will save this file with any name. Uh, the name of that program will be registration.py, right? So now just click on the save button and now open this file into in the IDE 3.9. That's the advanced version of the IDE. Now, before starting, you have to import tkinter library. Import tkinter library, and after that, just make an object of tk, right? So which is related to the window, right? So we will create a window object. This is the window object. Now just create an object of tk, okay, and you can see that win. This is the object, right? So now after this, give the title using title method with the when object, and after this start a loop, start a main loop which is used to hold the window screen of your project, right? So now give the title, that is registration form, right? This is simple title, and now click on file menu option and click on the save button, right? So now the program has been saved, and run run this program by clicking on run module. Now you will see that tk is not defined, okay? So tkinter, import tkinter, and win dot title. Sorry, just to um, call the tkinter dot tk, right? Now after this, execute this program once again, and you will see that a window will be popped up. This is your first GUI window, and now expand this window by clicking on the maximize button. You will see that this is registration form. This is your title, which you have given through the title method, right? By calling the object of window, right? After this, now set the size of the GUI window. What what should be the size of your GUI window? What is the default size of your window, right? So just call the max and minimum size. Just call the max size, or you can call geometry method to set the size of your window. Just I say, let's say that 500 by 500. This contains the width and height of the GUI window. Now, after this, um, run this program, and you will see that this is your default size of your window, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, now let's move to the next phase. So, first of all, just create a label, right? So, just call the tkinter dot label, and where you want to keep this label. This label, I want to keep this label on the window, so I'll just pass the when object here. When, and what is the what is the text of your label? So just um, pass the next argument, which is text and its value, that is first first name, right? And dot grid. Grid is the method uh, which is used to make a grid on your window, which contains some rows and columns. Suppose that uh, I say that uh, row one, sorry, row one, and column is also one, right? So now the label is ready. You can see that. Okay, so wait for a moment. Label. See this. First name, right? And now create the second label in the second row. Last name. Okay, and you want to keep this label in the second row and the first column, column one. So this means in the second row at the first column, right? So now execute this command once again, and you will see that this is the first row and this is the second row, and we are going to keep or place the entry box in front of them, right? So first name will be putting here, and the last name will be putting here, right? So now create the entry box accordingly, right? Now tkinter dot entry, and just keep that control on the window, right? And now grid, where you want to keep this control in the first row and the parallel to the labels. So that will be column 2. And now same as the second entry box will be the second in the second row and second column, right? So now see this. Here is first entry box and the second entry box, right? So where you can write anything. And now, what is next? Gender. Now, create a radio button. So just create a radio button. Take enter dot radio button and say this mm, window and text will be male and this will be in row 3 column 2. And now column span column span will be uh, 2 and this will be the same. Column span is what this this attribute is used to set uh, the columns from 1 to 2, right? So these two columns will be merged in a single column, right? Now column 2 and the next radio button will be in the row 3rd and column 3, right? And now just create a label. Sorry, just cut it and paste here. Okay, so there is no need to stretch the column. Now create this third label, which is gender. And in the third row in first column, right? So see this. Okay, now it is ready and just change the value of that radio button and now the next attribute is value. Value will be 1 and then another for another radio button the value will be 0 if user may select um, one of them. So the selected value will be always 1 and this will be the non-selected value, right? So this is the basically group of radio buttons where from where you can select any one of value from them, right? So just keep that value uh, 1 and another radio button the value will be 0, right? So now create this label and see this 0 and 1. Okay, see this. Okay, now you need to create a label. The next label is for age. In the next row, that is age, and row 4 and column 1, right? So next is what? Uh, suppose 'entry box' in the row 4 and column 2 and column span 2. So the value will be entered in that box, right? So after that, now create a combo box. For that, which you need to import uh, a sublibrary from tkinter import ttk, right? So this is the sublibrary in which the control we will call the combo box by this submodule, right? So we need to import this ttk submodule from the tkinter library. And after this, just create a label of combo 1 and now call the combo box through the ttk combo box, and when the value will be uh, combo 1 values, and we will pack all the values of combo in the tuple. Just we are passing the simple tuple. Suppose uh, India, Goa, sorry, America, Canada, and now the state will be only read only, right? So read only. You cannot enter any of value in this combo box. So the state will be read only, where you can only read that values and select them, and that value will be stored in the database. And now see this combo 1 dot grid, and row 4 and row 5. Now just create a label, country, and in the 5th row in column 1, so here the form is ready. See this, okay? sorry, we can enter it. Combo one, combo one. Okay, see this. Here you can see that all the values packed inside it, and one more attribute you have to use, that is combo one dot current zero. That means uh, the value we are just passing a tuple, which means the first uh, name will be at index zero position. So always the zero zero index position, at the zero index position, the value always will be selected. So we will keep this value select, right? So now
Yeah.
what happens? See this, select, right? So you can select here, the value will be always select for this combo box, right? And the decrease the size of that combo box by using um, width, and you can see that 16 and okay, 15. Okay, now this is sufficient. Okay, so now what what uh, what is next? uh, Create a button, right? We just create a button, take enter dot button, and keep this button on the window, and the text will be get detail, get detail, or you can keep the text anything you want, right? So now grid, and what you want to keep this button on, you just keep that button in the fixed row, and column will be second, and column span will be what, three, right? So see this, see this. This is the simple registration form, and now what what we have to do next? Suppose I enter some uh, values here. Suppose A, B, C, and P, Q, R. This is simply the data which I want to access from this, and I just click on them. One should be selected at a time, right? And now I enter this, select, and select the country name and whatever, right? And as I click on that button, the data will be displayed here, right? So what we have to do for this, you just need to create a label. right? Sorry, you just need to create a variable, right? So where you can pass your value into the label and print it on the IDE, right? So you just need to um, give the variable, text variable, right? Text variable is for uh, taking the string value, and only variable uh, we will accept, or we will access the integer value only, right? So now the variable name will be one, right? So we are just creating a variable that is where one, and now for accessing only string value, we just need to string where function, right? So the value will be sent um, to the to this variable, and now after that we will create a function that can be anything, just def function, and now print, and just to get the value of that variable one dot get, right? So by get function, by get method, you can access the value of that variable, and do one more thing, that is you just need to uh, implement an attribute, that is command, and just pass the function name. What what uh, what happens um, whenever you click on that button, this function this function will be called through the command attribute, and that will be sent into the function, and what is the working of that function, right? That function is accessing the value of that variable from that entry box, right? So the value uh, is sending to the variable through the text variable, right? So this is the string value which will be sent to the variable one, and we are getting value this value of that variable by get method, and it will be printed on the IDE. Now see this. Okay, string where, what happens? Oh, sorry, str. You just need to write only str, right? Okay, what happens? Um, string where text variable, and where one dot, it should be executed. Name string variable is not defined. Okay, we are just sending the, oh sorry, just cut this and paste it here in the entry entry function, right? So just paste it here. I have pasted in the grid, so that was wrong, right? So that's why that is not accepting, right? So now str where, okay, now what happens? Okay, let me check it. Wait for a moment. Just wait it.
Hello.
Yes, yes, wait it.
But
Wait for a moment.
hello.
Wait for a moment. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay, just wait.
you are.
String where, right? And we are sending that value into the variable one. Now what happens? I created a variable that is wave one. Now just execute this command. String where text variable equal where one, right? Give it for a moment. Um, variable and int, right? So suppose that I'm entering any integer value, so it is not working. Why? String where string another right attribute is text variable. Text variable is equal where one, right? Now send this value into there. Come on.
Hello.
Wait for a moment.
Okay.
Text variable is equal where one. where is not defined. From tprinter, import asterisk. Okay, wait. Okay, see this. Oh, now it's working. And now the next, create a next variable that is for the next entry, and now keep this name as variable 2 and copy this attribute into and paste it here, variable 2, right? So now, and the next, create variable 3 equal int where, now see this, uh, variable, we are just accessing integer value here. So the value variable will be 3 and the same as it is here, the variable will be same, right? See this. Okay, 1 2 2 and 3. See this. John Michael. So see this. John Michael and 0. 0 is what? Male. So the value will be 0 if you select any one of the radio button, right? So for this, what you have to do, just if if value is equal to 0, then print male, and otherwise print female, right? So see
Yes.
this, okay, see this, right? If I select female, so it's the value will be sent female, right? And now the next two variable is just a variable for the value will be uh, the same. Okay, so you are getting the integer value, so you don't need to write text variable. And then last one is combo box. Okay, now just copy it because we are just getting the string value. So that's why I am copying and pasting it here, right? And copy this and variable 5, variable 4, variable 5, 5. Now see this. So unknown option, variable 4, variable string variable, text variable. Wait, int where variable 4, where for variable 5, variable 4, variable 5. What is the error here? Variable 5 is not defined. Okay, variable 5, so 4 and variable 5. Text variable variable 5 dot get variable 4 5 string variable text variable 4 variable where 4. Why we are getting an error? Entry when grid row 4 column 2 column. Okay, so it is all right. Int where okay, so just text variable do where okay.
Hello.
Yes, wait. Okay, now all the values coming from the entry box except the age age entry box, right? So if I am entering any value, suppose that John and Michael, and suppose I if I select male from the from these two radio button and just select the country name and enter any age. So all the value will be displayed here except the age age entry box. So let me check it. Entries when and what is what wrongs with that entry box? Int where Okay, now read a string given and go with the text variable is equal where foo, right? See this. Okay, John and Michael, age 28, and select the country here. See this. All the inputs we are getting from the entry boxes, right? So in the next lecture, sorry, in the next lecture, we will implement some more controls in that registration. Till that, goodbye. See you in the next session,
Goodbye.
right?
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.